Hey now. All week long. Order in these courts. It's time for We Got a Case, and we are in one of our new faves, one of our top fives, instant top fives, I should say.
I'm just excited that Karen, Elliot, and Steve are here. One of my favorite ventriloquist acts from the 70s.
Yes. He took off some time from hunting to come into court. I'm imagining he's a lawyer or a prosecutor. He got something.
Is he Steve or Karen or Elliot?
I want to just go with Karen. I hope. I really do.
Oh, that'd be great.
Those of you who don't know, last week we happened upon this court. It was two old guys going back and forth, and they cut the feed because I had to back it up about 6 minutes. We missed the good meat, and it was sad.
We actually jumped on a minute early because we saw these guys were ready to roll, and we did. We wanted to hope and pray we could get something from it this time around. So
we were
let's
so
see
ready
what we
for
can
it.
End up with.
We got some other stuff for you, but there's a good crowd in here, so we'll see what happens. Hope your Monday's going good. Very quickly, don't forget members only for We Got a Chase coming up tonight, and of course We Got a Chase Mini Chase Monday, and that down there is the Monetary Monorail. So
come on in, have a seat.
Yeah.
I will hand up Mr. Rodriguez's speedy trial order.
A place for me to sign it.
She's sweet.
Oh, you're going to fill out the caption, aren't you?
She's a real peach.
I look forward to getting to know this new cast of characters in here too.
I like that we had a quick cut camera that went to what appeared to be just the wall.
Listen, they've got guys in the truck just like we do.
They're really just hitting the cuts.
Of course,
She proofread it.
They were boom, 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 and we go live, and it's.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, on 623-122, 631-222, you're entitled to a speedy trial within 90 days of your arraignment, etc. You've gone over this with your attorney. You've obviously signed it. That is a very fastidious signature. And we accept that waiver is knowingly, voluntarily made, and we just need a review date, Mr. Murphy and Ms. St. Murphy.
Your Honor, what was the new speedy trial date now?
Oh, excuse me, what was the new commencement date? Was, I guess today's date, counsel?
Yes.
Today's date, 1/23/2023, so February, March, April 23rd.
That woman you saw might be Steve.
Date, roughly.
Oh.
We gotta look at what April looks like.
I hope.
So,
I know what April looks like. She's very
thin.
thin.
CR all day, but I would ask for a speedy trial date that is 30 days after the new trial date. At least 30 days after the new trial date.
Oh, we also got, we'll wait a little bit, but we've got some really good news, by the way. They told everybody Friday in members only that has to do with.
I'm not going to try to do math.
Oh, I see, right. So actually, for everybody's edification, April 23rd is Sunday. But yeah, if you set a commencement date for February 20th, let's say.
Flush Amber,
Your Honor,
thank
I
you.
would
What a
ask
great way to start.
May 24th to be the new to be the new speedy trial date. May 24th.
Okay, the new expiration date would be May 24th.
Has he got a BlackBerry or is he playing a PSP? I can't tell.
No. This judge, listen, small town. This guy's techie. He's got the fold thing where it's the whole screen and it folds.
April, May, yeah, February.
Can't hide money.
We'll work with that.
Actually, it almost looks.
That'll give everybody a window.
I'm sure it's not.
Yeah.
And did we actually? What did we say about the trial date? April what?
19th, Your Honor.
19th. There's your new.
I think he just uses his phone sideways.
Okay, so Mr. Rodriguez, you actually have a jury trial on April 19th. So that means we'll be back here for readiness Monday, April 17th at 9:30. And if counsel either one of you council
remember
wants
what
a review date before
state
then, we
this
can
was
do
in? We
that
looked
too.
it
Do you
up.
think you need a
I'm pretty
pretrial,
sure
or
with
just
that
wanna do
Washington
a
state flag
readiness
behind
of
him, I'm
April
going with
7th?
Washington.
I would like a
think the
pre-trial.
pre-trial makes, oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm
Murphy-
sorry, Miss St.
Murphy.
Clair. I would agree.
Right.
Or St.
Mikey
Marie, I
nailed that
agree
quiz
with
in,
St.
in
Marie.
school every time.
Um,
Flags.
March
He's pretty good
6th
at
or
it when he's a
February
kid.
27th or.
It's one of the few I know.
I'm supposed to start my federal trial finally February 27th.
Good to see everybody checking
Okay.
in. Hope you had a great weekend.
Well, maybe March
Uh,
13th, that's kind of pushing it.
Father and son there in the crowd
Yeah,
with both
like
flannels
probably
on,
the
maybe. I
Okay, March 13th.
separated
So
quite
like
a
if you
bit
don't
by a
have your
lover, but
interviews done by then,
A lot of
we'll have
crossed
to either
arms.
proceed with a trial date or hear what council has to say.
Is he
We're
gaming
gonna keep
off the
that
screen? That
April
we can
trial
see?
date right now.
Yeah.
It looks like he's doing.
Thank you. And Mr. Murphy, I'll be in touch. I do have some Pelham Bay school records to get to you.
okay,
He's playing a game. He's gaming.
seriously
Okay,
though,
what
the
did we say,
sideways
March what?
keyboard is
March
so
13th?
hard to use.
March 13th. For
Okay,
pre-trial.
Mr. Rodriguez, we'll see you in here or on
I mean, it's
Zoom,
like,
March
is he
13th
setting
at
reminders
9:30
for himself? Isn't that what
Yes, Your Honor.
the
All right.
rest of the court's
you.
supposed to do?
Thank you.
In his
Ms. St. Marie.
personal
Is that it
phone.
for you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So this guy's got a trial coming up.
Just going through the docket, we got
Yep.
agreement for Jay Barnes.
Jay Barnes.
Love it. Jay, what you got?
Mr. Barnes, are you here?
Bonds.
Here on Zoom, Jay Barnes.
Well, I'm
Well,
glad
good
you
morning.
just opened it.
There he is.
I'm Robert
There he
Flon,
is.
his
We got-
attorney.
You just opened it. Why'd you wait?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm Robert Flon's attorney. I don't know if Mr. Barnes is on or not. I know I talked to him last night. He planned to appear by Zoom. He was a little technologically challenged and was going to have his son teach him how to use Zoom.
We
but
haven't
I'm not
called him
quite
yet.
sure. Of
That might be, is that you, Mr. Barnes? Mr.
Yes.
Barnes, is that you?
Oh, there's
Yes,
Mr.
that's
Barnes.
Mr. Barnes, right? I don't know if you can see
Yep.
him, counsel, but we can see him.
Oh, I have a Kieran Elliott, but that's. Okay, got it.
Well, Ms. Counsel, I don't know how to say your last name. Is it Flenna or Flena or?
Number 2, Flon, Your Honor.
Phenomenal.
Mr. Flena, we got you. We got
Great
your
laugh
notice
from the
of
judge.
appearance,
Doesn't this guy
waiver
do
of,
weather on the Today Show?
formal reading,
Used to.
etc. We've got Mr. Barnes online. What we're doing, Mr. Flena, these days is we're setting a pretrial for counsel's convenience. We can set a trial date if you want, but we're usually giving counsel, 6 weeks or so for a pretrial to see what you want to do after you talk to the prosecutor.
Lather and lashing.
Our preference is a March 20th pretrial date.
March 20 what?
March 20, if that's possible.
20, yeah, March 20th. Thank you. Mr. Murphy, March 20th. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
I knew T. I
Okay,
know.
Mr. Flana, good to meet
Yeah,
you,
but
sort of.
You ain't been streaming since
Mr.
yesterday.
Mr. Barnes, thank you for showing up on Zoom. I guess now you're getting used to Zoom now, huh? You look like a pro.
No,
Oh, D. Sean White.
Your Honor,
The Sean White.
he
Oh,
has not
gee.
been arraigned yet.
That's what I was gonna say.
We have we have Mr. Flana's jury demand and waiver of arraignment, so to speak.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's- Basically, he's being arraigned today's date per the.
So tell you what,
notice
well,
of
we got some
appearance.
boring
I
stuff.
see
Thank you very much.
See if something happened.
Thank you, Mr.
Something,
Flannel.
some pretty cool news. Do you still have the thing by any chance?
Not over here.
Hello,
It's okay.
fella.
Well, we can basically explain.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see that we had an email on Friday that said it was from Manning, Alexandria.
By
And
the
I
way,
got
when we
very
get
scared.
email, especially from people that we know, 90% or more of the
Bad news.
not good.
Typically very bad news. And I saw it was from Judge Manning. So open it, and right away she says, "Gentlemen, I was made aware of your channel by our staff. And I want to tell you, fantastic job. Keep up the good work. You're doing a service of informing the public of how our court works. Was it stay safe and healthy? Alex, co-signed Judge Alex Manning." So, Judge Manning, very aware of what we're doing over here. Very nice to contact us and let us know that she approves of the work
And understands.
and gets
Sure.
what we're doing over here. And that is very cool. So a big
Yes.
thank you to Judge Manning. And I threw the old line out there and asked her, would she like to come on sometime? We'd love to have Judge Manning on to talk about different things. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the no, but at least hearing.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's cool to,
Hey,
yeah. And I'm
That's enough. I'll take it. That's
really
a
glad.
W.
Yeah. One of our faves for sure. Pass hello. Vincent is here. And Carol, hope you had a good birthday yesterday.
Oh, I hope you got lucky.
They might be, bud. Not that there's anything wrong with
I'm
that.
concerned about how things are progressing.
Well, and I'm a little reluctant to speak candidly on the record, but I'm gonna take this opportunity to say I've closed down 2 practices in my life, and I had to close down a practice in Cowlitz County to accept employment here. And the typical ethical posture is to make sure your clients are represented before you leave town. And so that's all I'm
Pleasant
gonna
thing.
say on the matter. My professional expectation is that a lawyer will
Our
try to
captain.
make sure his clients are
Z
covered
captain.
before he actually leaves a position.
Well,
of
Mikey, I hate to
employment.
say this, but
But if
I
Mr.
say we
Black
keep an
is okay
eye
with
on
coming back on
what's
February 20th.
going on over here. And
Is
maybe we'll
he was sounding like he's about to hit us with the sermon from the Mount. I don't know.
right.
He's about to admonish someone. I'm not sure. Judge Mindy is on the bench over here in another part of Washington.
Just give me a second and I'm going to try to go in my settings and
This lady's got her
See
hand
if-
in her sweater
I believe so, which I love.
I can turn it on.
and a very high light up on that shelf
Odd.
or small window. Not sure which one. Michelle can't get on. And there's
Not-
a small child nearby.
That was weird. The child, you heard that, and then
Morning,
the
you
green
can go ahead and
box
just have
turned
a
on in the
seat.
courtroom. Have a kid under the bench or something playing.
Could Judge Mindy not find a babysitter today?
Look at her face. Is there a kid running around the courtroom?
I'm not really sure.
Or a
to do
small
it on my
engine?
phone. I usually
that's
do this
fine.
on my computer, but I don't have my computer with me.
Okay,
Oh.
that's okay. We can work with it.
Way more
This is
difficult on
section
the phone.
280631091, and you were cited with speeding 2 miles an hour over the limit, and you've asked for a mitigation
2.
hearing today.
They did just say 2.
And so
Maybe.
what I'm gonna
2 miles
ask
per
you
hour
is
over.
raise your right hand and tell me when it's raised.
2.
It's currently raised.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth,
Carol.
and nothing but the truth?
Then it would be really lucky, huh?
And what would you like me to know?
Need Applebaum. I get to see you. Sarge is here.
I admit that I was speeding.
2.
But the reason why I was speeding is a car had
Wanted to race.
drastically pulled in front of me and
Sure.
was going under the speed limit. So I waited until I could find a good time to pass this person. And in the process of passing, they tried to match my speed. So I
They
did
wanted to
go
race, Your Honor.
faster.
Yeah, I told you.
And in that time that I was able to get over, I saw a skater on the other side of oncoming traffic, and
Timothy.
he turned around and got in my lane, and I knew that he was going to pull me over. So I just went ahead and pulled over
Throw the book
before
at her, right?
lights and everything.
She just said she pulled herself over. She went ahead and pulled over because she knew he was going to pull
Yeah.
her over
Yeah, for 2 over.
for 2 miles per hour over
Okay.
while she was trying to pass a guy who was going under the speed limit.
Hi, Barb.
Barb.
Because I knew he was going to get me. So I just wanted to explain why I was speeding, which I had
Are you
told
from
the
the
state
Hildebrand
patrol officer why I was
big
speeding,
group of carnival?
and I thought
Money,
that
son.
he was able to see what I was doing since I was clearly on the opposite
Admiral?
lane in
Oh.
oncoming traffic. So I
Fancy.
was speeding, but there was a reason to that speeding, as I was trying to get
Danger.
quickly over back into my lane.
Like a trooper.
with enough.
Is that a thing? I've never heard
Alright.
that term. Stater. There was a
Yeah, no,
stater.
me
There was
neither,
a
but that makes
Stater.
sense.
Big stater coming at me.
Time before that oncoming traffic would get too close to me.
Good
Okay.
luck, Jim.
All right,
Hang
thank
in
you
there.
for that. I appreciate it. What I'd like to do is offer you a chance to take a driver safety course. And if you take this course and you turn in the certificate within 30 days, I would be dismissing this infraction for you.
Stater.
You can find the course on the website idrivesafely.com. You can go to that
great
website,
site.
you follow it to Washington, and then you take the level 1 or the 4-hour course. And again, if you turn in that certificate within 30 days, your infraction would be dismissed. Are
Is
you
that a
interested in
regional
that
thing, maybe?
That is
I've never
just one
heard
more
that.
time. idrivesafely.com.
That's
No, this
correct.
is just a plug for
And it's
idrivesafely.com
level
because
one
you've been
for
suckered in.
4 hours
Mikey
long.
told you we're going to start
And I was
adding in some,
listening to
paid
a
promotions
previous,
around here.
There it is.
person that is
Got to start somewhere.
that would cost a money to do that course, not a fee from the court, but a course charge.
Correct. And I believe that it's $49.
I'd almost want to.
Okay, and
Like
then
Yeah,
out of
why wouldn't you?
curiosity,
Two over.
Two over?
if I can't do, I would like to do that, but if I can't do that, the reason why I say I can't is I'm currently.
Hang in there, Angela.
Give me a second.
That's the kid.
I'm currently a full-time
Just give me a
student.
second.
So being able to juggle time for that might be difficult, but I want to try to do it.
Baba Booey.
So if in the event that I cannot do it, I would just then pay this the original ticket charge.
I love it.
Yes, you can do that. And I will let you know
Mohawk?
that I believe that you can take
Mo.
that course, over a period of days. So you can start the course and maybe do an hour here, an hour there. You may not have to find a full 4 hours in order to be able to
More of a
complete
reason I wouldn't go.
that option.
You can pause it.
Okay, and that is 30 days from today.
That's correct.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay.
What
Carla
about the
Rosa.
stater?
That is a
Okay, well,
like,
I will grant that request and just get us that certificate within 30 days.
Okay, so do
Cool.
I just do I
copy them there?
fax that? Do I mail that?
You can do either, and I can give you an email address if that works best for you, or a phone number, and you can call.
If you're a cop, wouldn't you feel like an
arrange
idiot?
how
Like a
to
real
do,
asshole
what would be the
doing
best
that?
option.
Do you think maybe?
Yeah, let's do the.
Do you think maybe he pulled her over? Like he wasn't gonna pull her over, but since she pulled herself over, he felt obligated to give her a ticket.
The only thing that I can think of is that maybe, just maybe, she was driving a little bit more aggressive than she talked about. Like, because she got mad. She admitted to getting mad because she kind of got cut off, or they did something.
Yeah, and they tried to speed up, so she had to speed up, and she seemed to stay turning around.
The only thing that I can think of. But if you show up for a ticket like that and the cop's not there, can you not get out of it easily?
I would think so. But apparently, once again, this lady loves to admit guilt.
And I am not able to hear you yet.
I had her muted. I'm sorry.
You hear me now?
I can.
Okay, great.
This is case 2A06-18080, and you were cited with speeding 16 miles an hour over the limit, and you
That's
asked
more
for a
like it.
mitigation hearing today.
Yeah, right.
Can you raise your right hand?
She must be really worried. If
promise
she
to
just
tell the truth,
figured
the
out
whole
what
truth,
you
and
get for
nothing but the
2 miles
truth.
an hour over.
Maybe
And
she's
you
a
may need
habitual.
to sit a little closer to your microphone or your device so I can hear you a little bit
I've
better.
driven by a lot of state troopers at 5 to 10 over on a highway.
And what would you like me to know?
I'm not sure if you're able to have the report of the conversation with the police officer, but I
This is very
just wanted
sexual in
you to
nature.
know that the reason I was going above the speed limit is I was coming over a hill, and right as I was coming down, just kind of increased speed and
Coming
started
down the
slowing
mountain.
down on the highway 101, and that was right when the officer kind of saw me. So I
Kind
just
of,
wanted
oh,
to state that I was just not intentionally speeding. It just kind of like was coming down a hill and started slowing down. And in our
Gotcha.
conversation, he mentioned that he was just going to give me a warning, but he saw that my tabs were expired, which I
Uh-oh.
had sent in a check to the court. And I think it's in the system that I had received a letter to my old address, which I had just recently moved and changed the address, that my check was 15 cents shy of the total amount,
what?
which I wasn't aware until that day when I went to the court, which those
15
tabs were
cents.
updated the exact day that I got
She's going to
um,
jail
that
for
speeding
15
ticket.
cents.
So I'm hoping
I
that
hope she does.
proof with
Sorry.
my
No.
tabs of being updated and the fact that he was just going to give me a warning because I wasn't intentionally, like I was just coming down a hill.
Goes
to
coming at
mitigate
her
that
hard about the
ticket.
bags.
I really
I know,
cannot
man.
afford
Love it.
the speeding ticket.
I think
or
I'm
to
wearing a
have my
hat
insurance
today. My bangs look
be
exactly the
increased.
same.
I'm low income on social services, and that would be pretty significant for me. So yeah, I just
Should've been
wanted to
speeding.
share.
Down
that
hill.
was the
coming
winner
down
right
a
there.
hill,
That
he was
one
going to
hit
give
her.
me a warning, but saw my tags were expired, and those were taken care of that day, and I was just 15 cents short on a check.
At least she's still using checks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. I was just taking a moment to look at your driving record, and it looks like you
Uh-oh.
may have had one speeding ticket quite a while ago. And
Yeah,
what I'd like to do, what was that?
Oh yeah, that was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. What I'd like to do is offer you what I told the lady before you.
Is it the
and it's
bangs count?
a driver safety.
Would have got out of it.
And if you complete that course, then I would dismiss this ticket. And that's based on not only what you've told me today, but also the lack of speeding tickets that you have on your
She
record.
does have the
Is that something
sweet
that you're interested in?
Mississippi waterfall.
Interesting. Look at that.
I'm sorry,
Thank
I didn't
you.
hear what you
All
Yes.
right.
Okay. Did you hear how to get to the website? It's iDrive.
Wait, she was still over in a speeding zone at a school?
Or level 1 4-hour course.
I mean, is that real big there? 2 miles over? Because if it is, let me know now. And I'll...
Might be in a school zone. I could kind of see
Yeah.
that.
What about going down the hill?
She's muted again. I have seen them do that
and
though.
you can find our contact information in the chat function of the Zoom.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting us inside your mouth.
I guess that's good though if you go and you thanks, man.
Cole Eldridge.
Agree with you, lady.
Those are good. Those are good bangs.
That's a pretty decent deal though. If you go and do this school thing, go to the website, whatever.
Yeah. It's almost like the old school prayer for judgment deal where you go in and you're like, can I get a prayer for judgment? I don't know if they do that everywhere, but you kind of get off on that one.
All right. How are you doing today?
Good. What Junior do?
And you have 2 infractions. One is no splash aprons or fenders on your vehicle.
Yes.
And the other one is operating a vehicle without insurance, and you are warned for speed in front of your school zone, school zone.
Wow.
Okay, give me just 1 second while I.
There's a school zoner for you.
Yeah.
No fenders.
Which could in mud flaps and things like that are pretty important when you're in states where you've got a lot of salt and sand on the road. That stuff is just like loose gravel.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And let's talk about the operating a vehicle without insurance.
Briggsy?
I have proof of insurance right here.
Did you have insurance at the time?
Yeah, I was really nervous, and it was my passenger, the sun visor. And I looked all through my glove box and everything, and I didn't see it. So I was just nervous and didn't check everywhere.
Okay. I'll take a look at your insurance.
I mean, there's some roads if you don't have chains on your tires at certain times of the year, you can get a ticket.
I mean, if it's required, here in the state of North Carolina, you have to get an inspection every year. Or you can't get insurance, you can't get anything. You can't get your tags.
I'm guessing by the green state flag that it's Washington, as Mikey would tell you. Also the seal there too. You blind as a bat, Carol. Happy birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Carol. I know it's your birthday.
Gotta say that's quite a law, though. I didn't know that they had a law for that specific.
Okay, so I see that this insurance lists, it might be your dad, William Eldridge.
Yeah, that's my father.
Okay, does this insurance cover you?
Is that his mom?
Well, I'm not sure with that because I'm a minor and I haven't
You're
been.
22. So you're not a minor.
No, I'm 16.
Oh, maybe I'm looking.
Hold on a second. He said, oh, I don't know. I'm a minor. And she said, oh, no, you're 22. He says, no, I'm 17. So she just made a huge, massive mistake if she just says that.
Before we go to that, as far as from wa.gov, that no person may operate any motor vehicle, trailer, cargo extension, or semi-trailer that is not equipped with fenders, covers, flaps, or splash aprons adequate for minimizing the spray or splash of water or mud from the roadway to the rear of the vehicle.
What kind of piece of junk did he have on the road? Where's Mr. Eldridge?
Looking at the wrong person. Let me see here.
Yeah.
Just a second. Well, it says you're Kyle Eichmann.
No, that's me.
Oh, I am looking at the wrong person. All right.
What?
Just a minute.
Shit.
Oh, no.
Yes, I see that you, okay, yes, I see that. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Okay, so maybe I can
charge?
ask your mom, does this insurance cover?
That's his dad's policy. I'm not actually sure.
I'm
like,
sure
in
he is
terms
covered.
of
Just
what
she probably
his
just looked at it
policy
wrong.
covers. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. I'm gonna hand this back to you, okay? The other thing that I'm curious about, it looks like your dad
pretty much
owns that
everywhere we
pickup.
Yes, he does.
But this particular pickup, it doesn't look like that. This particular pickup is on that insurance ticket or on that insurance card, from what I can see. I'm still dismissing the insurance infraction for you.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
Just
Since
letting
you
you know
done
you may want to
botched.
have a discussion with your dad about it.
Okay.
Okay. But I am going to dismiss that infraction for you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, there's the no splash aprons, fenders on vehicle. What would you like to say about that?
Yes, so I did reinstall those. I didn't have them on before because I was trying to pull a dent on one of the sides and I took them off, but I do have pictures of me installing them.
Yeah, she messed up big time.
Is this a pickup that you drive primarily?
Yeah.
Those are gotcha moment.
Yeah.
Not anymore because I have a new vehicle.
You have a new vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the image you can see, it doesn't really have the lump from the apron, and then I have one there, and then after of all of them on.
Okay. Yeah, it's just very dark, so I was.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay though. I see that you were working on your vehicle.
Is there a father at home, like in the home?
So, Mr. Eldridge, I am going to dismiss that infraction
Mom
as
looks
well
very
for you
lonely.
and give you a warning.
There it is.
It sounds like you were going a bit fast in front of your school.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what my speed was, but I mean, I don't.
I don't think that it would have been the same if you didn't have that
radar check.
Nah, I don't think so. She just dismissed everything.
Do you know how fast
Both of them,
a
yeah.
school zone is?
20 miles an hour, but where I was turning, the sign is before, because I was in the school parking lot, I took a right out of there.
Was there a hill there?
The sign is before where I turned, and I totally spaced it, but it's 20.
Yeah, it is 20.
Yeah.
What school is it at?
Quilcene.
At the Quilcene?
Yeah.
So, the speed zone is, probably goes further than a lot of people think it does.
Yeah.
So just slow down and be careful.
Vinny.
But I'm dismissing these tickets for you.
Giving you an
and I wish
imaginary
you best
30
in your
seconds.
school year.
Okay, thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Let's
Way to
jump
go,
back real
Judge.
quick just
Way
to
to go.
see
where we're at.
Sometimes the holidays
where
are
we're at
rough.
here.
So this is
We're
done.
still
you
going
say?
with the
Is Michael done?
Has this guy got quilts behind him? What is that?
He sure does. He knows Carol very well.
He's got Christmas stuff up.
on for arraignment, 6619-0022. It's one count, the DUI.
Uh-oh.
We waive formal reading and are plead not guilty.
Who, that kid?
Looks like he's hung over, doesn't he?
As Your Honor heard previously, these alcohol-related cases are kind of tricky because we lost the treatment agency. So Cedar Grove used to be operating. They have a main office in PA, but I would check with West End Outreach here in town. They may also be.
What happened to the judge?
Assessment. Okay. But originally I was going to say February 27th, but I know.
Look at that man spreading job right here in that.
I would say 90% trial and Superior Court that day. So why don't we go to March 6th for pre-trial?
Yeah, looks like we're just.
And then
day before my birthday.
Trial dates, usually what we do is we put that up.
We're just making dates again over here. Let's jump back.
And I hit ice and I slid across the road and we ended up in a ditch. And
that's terrible.
I just froze.
I almost
I don't even know
almost died.
what happened. I know we started skid. I thought it was turning to skid and ended up on the other side of the
I was in the middle of wrecking it. I just froze, Your Honor.
I mean, I know it was unsafe
Close my eyes.
at whatever speed I was going, I guess.
Very pleasant lady.
That's what happened. And I was just hoping to either have the fine, because I'm paying everything to get the car fixed because the whole front end needed replacing, just for the financially, to if there's a way to dismiss the fine or reduce it or
drop all the charges like you did on that last
or
kid.
something.
Okay. All right. What I'll do is I'll grant that request. I'll find the ticket committed, but I'll
Wow. That was easy.
I'll reduce the penalty.
My husband
And
died.
let me just see here.
Yeah, just chuckle on through everything. Oh wow. Good job.
Are you working at all?
Yeah, I teach school online.
Can I get in on that,
Well,
Jen?
I'm going to reduce it to $115 for you, but I am also, you can make payments on that as much as you know, to whatever you can do.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Karen loves mumble rap. She's just listening to it right now the whole time during this. That's why she was laughing. So
Shayla O'Connell.
Hello, Cole. Good to see you. Sorry, you're having a rough day.
hang in there. Like the video, everybody. Like Cole said.
Good morning.
Makes you feel better.
This is 2A06-86378.
You did get 115 out of Karen, so.
Give me 1 second here. You were cited with operating a vehicle without insurance and no valid operator license, but with a valid ID.
Yes.
Karen can't get out now.
Yeah, I thought we might have been bamboozled.
Are you
before, 'cause
wanting to
it
try to
happened
get your
before, but,
driver's license?
Like somebody else.
So I
called me.
have it. Can I explain that situation? So I
Well,
moved here.
before you do that,
Oh,
I'll have you raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes.
Okay.
I had just moved back from California. I'd just been here a couple of weeks. And the DMV there is crazy. I renewed my driver's license April 23rd. It was due in July. I have the email printout from the DMV here. I never received it in the mail. Tried to contact California DMV several times. Really incredibly difficult to get through to them.
Are we going to blame this on California? Is that where we're going? I think this is about to set up how bad California is, everybody. I'm sorry.
I don't know. She did just say the DMV here is crazy, though. So
Let's see what happens.
There is that.
10
Golf
bone.
guns.
You are not alone. Golf and guns is with you.
I ended up moving before it came in the mail. And so I was under the impression that it was valid, but I hadn't, I just didn't receive my physical license. So when I got pulled over and he ran it and told me that it wasn't valid, I was really shocked. I contacted California DMV. I spent like days trying to get a hold of them. When I finally spoke to somebody there, they explained to me that my driver's license had been renewed and was valid, but it had like kind of just got stuck in limbo in their system. So they immediately like issued me a new one and mailed it to me. So I have that with the printout of my payment and that it was successful and went through for my renewal.
Okay. And I'll take a look at what you have there, and tell me about the no insurance.
Yeah, so that's a borrowed
Yeah.
vehicle. I was under the impression that it was insured. I didn't ask or ask to see insurance paperwork, which I should have done.
What about
and I will
your
always do in the
insurance?
future. I did take out a policy on the
How does
vehicle
that
right
work?
afterwards.
Yeah, I mean,
I took it out in the owner's
I
name because
understand.
it's not a vehicle that I drive. I just set it up and made
All
like.
right, I understand you borrowed somebody's car,
Yeah.
but you
I
don't
would
have
never ask.
You still have to have your own insurance,
Right? Isn't that how that works? Does it fall on your, like, Mike, if I take your car and I get in an accident,
Yeah,
that's going to be my problem, not yours.
it's probably gonna be my problem because neither one of us is gonna be able to have money to get the car fixed. But
Well, we have high deductible. That's neither here nor there.
but I think it really falls on the person that owned the car then, but she still has to have her own insurance. I mean, I know in the state of North Carolina, you can't just have a license. Then you run around with no insurance no matter what.
Yeah, then you're
no
an
matter whose car you're
uninsured
in.
motorer.
Yeah, you'd have to have them on your policy. Good to see you change your name yet again.
SOSHOSW. What's that stand for?
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of long story, but yeah, it's got to be state by state too. It's really hard to say. Like somebody said in the comments, you guys need to be more educated so you don't diss out no fake information.
I do. That's the last thing
Sorry.
we're doing.
I'm not learning anything.
First couple payments, so I have that as well. I'm not sure if that helps me, but if you would consider reducing that ticket, I would be really, really grateful. I'm just trying to get financially stable. I did just start working, and
Where are you working?
I'm working with Jefferson Healthcare, Watership Clinic, doing reception over there.
Oh, receptionist. Unsung heroes of the medical field. She's got to hit her for the insurance, right? She's got to.
I would think so. I don't think that I'd ever even think of asking somebody.
Yeah,
for
is there
borrowing their
on this car? Or do you ask when you borrow someone's car, you say, "Is there gas in it?" That's about it. There's not really a long list of questions.
No, I like it.
But leave it. I think it's sets you apart from the rest.
And good to see you, Mikey.
Absolutely.
All right, as far as the operating a vehicle without a valid license, but with a valid ID, I will dismiss that ticket.
Thank you so much.
The operating a motor vehicle without insurance,
Gotta hit her for that.
Stardust is Monday. You can do it tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
They'll still be there.
Yeah. I'd be pissed if somebody went out, crashed my vehicle that I loaned them, and then they come back to me and goes,
"Oh yeah,
by
the way, I haven't any insurance, bud. Hope yours is good."
Oh, you need that around here. Most probably about 50% of the vehicles in the South don't.
You better have really good insurance because the other guy definitely doesn't. You're going to get hit. But see, around here, if you let your insurance lapse, you lose your tags.
Yeah,
they come and get them off your car. The sheriff will show up at your house and take them off your car.
Give me a moment.
But they do let you get away with the sticker because you have to get around here. You got to pay your taxes and get an inspection, and to give you a little tiny sticker that goes on your plate for each year. They will give you some leeway on that, but not on your insurance. Zero leeway.
What I will do is I will reduce this infraction to $303. Okay, all right, and you can certainly make payments on that if you.
Yeah, I absolutely will. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I excused? Am I waiting for any papers or anything? Thank
So
you.
the person that owns the car doesn't get in any trouble.
You may want to just talk to the clerk's office to set up that payment plan before you leave.
She's not the only one, Angela. We see a lot of that, actually. Believe it or not.
It's pretty common.
Joseph Skimia.
Yeah, same here, but I don't know if people do or not.
Oh, around here they come to your house.
This is infraction 2A04-95696, and you were cited as speeding 10 miles an hour over the limit. And you've asked for a mitigation hearing today. Can you raise your right hand? Do you promise to tell the truth?
Is this second hearing coming in?
I do.
Thank you.
He's back. Good to see you, Tina.
And what would you like me to know?
Just hang out.
I'm here to ask that the infraction that occurred on 11/26/22 be dismissed. As stated to the officer, I was on my way to the hospital and unable to pay for something like an ambulance nowadays, I drove myself. I subsequently had surgery 2 days later because of the condition. I did tell the officer this when he pulled me over and made me wait 20 more minutes to write the ticket to leave. And after.
Okay, guys, let me ask you this. All right, so this guy's coming in with a great story. I like that he's so poor and destitute, he can't afford to call an ambulance, which ambulances are very expensive. He's saying the reason he was speeding was because he was going to the hospital. He told the officer that. He still held him there for 20 minutes, and 2 days later he had surgery. Is that good enough for the judge to let it go? We have to decide now. Will the judge say, "Oh, you're good"? Oh, they're well over $1,000 here. Well over $1,000 if you want to ride in the ambulance. So even if he gets hit with a ticket here, it's going to probably be cheaper than an ambulance ride.
The 2 months I lost of work after the surgery, as well as the medical expenses that I incurred, I asked that the court show leniency based on my exemplary driving history and dismiss this infraction.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
So I appreciate your argument. You've asked for a mitigation hearing today, and that's a little different than a contested hearing. A mitigation hearing is where you are basically saying, "Hey, I committed this, but I want the fines reduced," or that sort of thing. Are you wanting to stick with a mitigation hearing, or were you wanting a contested hearing?
As never in receiving infraction before, I really didn't know how it worked, just that I felt it was very unjust as I was traveling with the flow of traffic. There was a car in front of me, and I very clearly explained to the officer what I was doing and where I was going and what was happening, and he still continued to make me wait in my vehicle to get to the hospital. So
that's neither here nor there, but okay.
I don't know what direction to take this in, just that I feel it was an unjust ticket.
You guys seem to be split on this one.
I'm sure I was speeding, over 40.
What's up, Matt?
Not ridiculously speeding on that road. As we all know, Discovery Road. I was going much slower than most people do.
Okay.
Though I did commit the infraction.
I would like to know what he had surgery for. That would help me on my decision.
Well, you've heard me offer a class called I Drive Safely to other people, I think, today. And that is an online class. Do you have access to an internet?
I do, Your Honor, but I feel I've been driving for, I'm 43 years old and I got my license at 16. It's, I don't need a brush up on my driving skills because, that's not the issue.
So I'll either be finding this committed or you take the class.
I see. And so I also need to then pay for this class.
It's just for the class. There will not be any additional court fees assigned to you.
Okay.
He don't want to do anything.
I suppose if that's the only way out of this, that's what I'll have to do.
Well, I can also offer you a deferred finding, but the cost for a deferred finding is $150, which is actually more than your infraction.
Yeah, I'd rather, I feel like I shouldn't incur any more financial hardship than I already have at this point. But if the class is the only way out of not having to pay the ridiculous fee associated with this minor infraction, then I will take that.
Okay. I will allow you to take the I Drive Safely course. You do need to complete that within 30 days and turn in the certificate. If you do not do so, the ticket will be committed and you would have to pay the penalty. Okay.
I understand.
All right. Thank you. Would you like us to write that website down for you?
iDriveSafely.com.
Yeah. Out for our course.
All right.
Another plug for the website. Unbelievable the amount of plugs we're getting for this website today.
Oh, Eichmann.
By the way, Creed, he was not happy at all. That dude was still pissed, even though he got away with, going to take the class online, which seems to be the go-to today. He wanted everything dismissed. He wanted to pay nothing because it was a medical emergency. So I kind of thought he might get away with that for a second, but she still hit him with that. Just
are we done with him or?
Yeah, he's done. He's done. If you want to jump to what you got.
I think big dude's coming up over here.
Dash 0022.
One of the plaid.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Ronnie.
Plumley.
And I don't
You're
believe
welcome.
we have any other interpreter matters, but if the interpreter wants to call out to request. if there's anyone
Stop the
else.
clock.
So that
Hay otra
He was a-
persona
he was a-
presente
he
que
was a
habla
jerk.
español quien necesita
more
intérprete.
French speaking audience.
Anybody? Nope. Nobody. Nobody understood that in the crowd.
We have one smart
So
aleck. We have one Anglo smart aleck. Can you believe that in Forks, Washington?
Hey, Matt.
what's going on, man?
You know what? I just want to know if Farias
Wow.
after Buffalo is staying out of trouble. I've been waiting all morning.
He's actually on the calendar today. We could call his case. This is Alvaro Frias after Buffalo, which is on for status. Case number is 6392-0022.
Did you get a haircut?
His assessment already?
Did I know?
Well, actually, he was in treatment.
Golf and guns ass.
The issue came up on twofold. They were modifying his treatment plan, but also now we have the issue with Cedar Grove shutting down.
Yeah.
So I think you have an appointment with Weston.
Yeah, I have an appointment today. I would actually have to call him because I have to update my insurance, my health insurance.
Okay. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of folks in this. If West End can take it, great. That's the
Just
hope.
another one of them.
But
We're
in
just
years past, they didn't have a standalone treatment
all right.
plan.
I'll tell you what. I got something. I need a second to get over to.
That's fine.
We'll
We'll
head
just
back. Yeah, we'll head back.
head back
This
to
is
Mindy.
2A05427775.
I think we're on our last person here.
Just give me 1 second here.
I know this guy's 22 years
Looks like
old.
you provided.
Yeah, that shirt was
This
far
was
too tight
operating
for
a
that
vehicle
last
without
guy, by the way.
insurance.
It was.
Yeah.
And I see that you got insurance after the infraction.
Yes.
Did you have
That's all they
insurance at the
wear
time
there.
of the infraction?
No, I did not.
Sandwich treatment plan. Yes, that's what he
Can
was
you
going
raise
in.
your right hand? Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And what you've already told me today, is that the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
What would you like me to know about this infraction?
Very much so.
I was driving my mom's vehicle that she had sold to my dad, and
My mom's vehicle she sold
it
to my
was
dad.
still in her name at the time, but I was borrowing it from my dad, and there was no insurance on the vehicle. I did since get insurance on my vehicle. I had no insurance at the time, but my vehicle was broken. So since then, I've gotten it fixed and gotten my own insurance. And
It was
yeah, I
broken,
figure,
Cree.
you know, I committed the infraction. Obviously, I didn't have insurance, but I was hoping to get it reduced.
Okay.
I'm a young guy with 2 kids, and just getting it reduced would be awesome.
Okay.
Young guy.
Tugging at the heartstrings.
Kids.
So the first thing that I'm going to say is that it was sent to collections. We're gonna pull it back from collections
Yeah.
and remove any FTAs that are associated with it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
And then I am finding that you got insurance after the fact, and I can reduce this ticket to $303 for you.
That's
Okay.
much appreciated.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And if you need to make payments, you can certainly do so, and if for some reason you can't make those payments, just come let us know.
Absolutely.
Georgia.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You
Thank
guys
you.
have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right. So I'll tell you what.
No, you might want to check in with the clerk's office.
I'm gonna kind of just check this out
Okay,
Okay.
great.
and see where it goes. I had to back it up just a tiny little bit.
Granted some type of parenting time, and she is requesting that that parenting time be supervised at this time. I think that summarizes kind of her request. She has also given me some background regarding the relationship and the breakup that happened recently in December.
Oh no.
So
Broken
now I'm gonna
hearts.
go back to Ms. Diaz and see if she
So
has
guys,
any
Amanda's
additional
single, I
testimony, because I did kind of cut her off to allow for your appearance. Ms. Diaz, what else do you would like the court to know regarding this matter? If anything?
Another thing too is that he does have guns, as far as I was aware of, inside the
Sounds-
home last time I knew. So I was requesting that they be removed,
Sounds like it's a little more
including from
about
his brother's room.
children. I believe.
His brother also has guns, but I think they have a lease saying that they're not supposed to have firearms on the premises, but they do.
They have a lease that says that?
You
What kind
know,
of weird
well,
place is
I
this?
can ask him about his bond. Anything
Outside of
else,
his
ma'am?
mouth.
No pew-pews in this
Not
house.
that I can think of.
Keep
Mr. Pelfrey, you do have the right to ask questions of Ms. Diaz. I understand there is a no contact order between the two of you. However, for the purposes of this hearing, you
Yeah,
are
she's not
allowed
an
to
idiot.
ask her questions that are relevant and related to the issues. You obviously do not have to ask her questions, but this is your opportunity to do so if you would like to. So, sir, do you have any questions for Ms. Diaz?
And specifically, I would just like to try to make sure to keep the lines of communication open. Ms.
Aw.
Diaz and my brother met not too long ago to discuss this matter, and
Oh.
I don't know if there was a miscommunication. I
Did
was
they?
told that she didn't have
Go
a problem
on.
with me seeing the girls, and that there was going to be some kind of mutual custody agreement reached. That's what I was led to believe, both through the children and through my brother. And now it seems to be a little bit different. In reference to the firearms, they are hunting rifles that aren't required to be registered, and they're not referenced under my lease in any way. They're not illegal weapons of any kind, and they are stored in a gun safe, and have been for many years with no incident.
Hold on a second, Mr.
Safe.
Pelfrey. We are kind of jumping phases here. So this is your chance.
Supposed to be
I
asking
apologize.
questions, bud.
Questions of
Right.
her.
I'll
In a
report
moment, you'll
job,
have your
report
chance
opportunity.
to provide testimony.
Have a
But right
seat.
now, this is when you would have the opportunity to ask her questions. I will indicate to you that she did state that she was had no problem with you having parenting time, some type of parenting time every other weekend. She did feel that should take place supervised by your brother, Stephen Marchand. Her suggestion was some type of parenting time starting Saturday morning and then overnight Saturday until sometime on Sunday.
I don't know. It
That's what
seems
that's what I thought initially.
And that would be, I would definitely like to be able to
Allegedly.
see my daughters on the weekends, absolutely. And more so if possible. And then I would just ask if we could take this time while I'm allowed to speak to try and work out where we would meet, how they would be exchanged, and go from there.
Well,
Did she follow
I'm
through?
willing to sort of facilitate a little
I think
bit
she's
of
not
a
very happy,
conversation
or
regarding an
she's
agreement if you guys can reach one, but if you can't
trying
reach
to
an agreement,
cry.
then I've got to make those decisions. So she's indicated, and man, if I
Hi,
say something
Tyler.
you don't agree with, please let me know, but she's indicated she would be okay with you having parenting time
Welcome back.
every other weekend, starting at sometime Saturday and then ending at sometime on Sunday. If that's something you
How about
might
Friday
agree
night?
to, we can kind of discuss
Sunday night.
times for exchanges and that type of thing. If you are not in agreement with that, then the best thing to do is just to have you both provide testimony, and then I would make a decision.
I would request if I could pick them up Friday night instead, if that would be okay, to receive them on Friday night. That way we just got the opportunity to spend 2 nights together before they went
Yeah.
home on Saturday.
That's typical.
If that would be okay with Miss Diaz. That was the visitation
it is.
arrangement with her stepdaughter while we lived together.
By the way,
And I would like to try to replicate that and get them Friday night and bring them back Sunday night.
All right.
Yeah.
And do you have any problem with her request that your time take place with your brother present?
I personally don't feel it's necessary. I've never posed a threat to my children.
it's a brother coming over the entire
I would
weekend?
hate to see
Yeah, his brother gonna hang out with him all
scheduling
weekend
become an
long?
issue. And in addition to
I feel
that,
bad for his brother
my brother
now.
and I have spoken. We're not going to be living together for much longer. We do intend to find our own, to facilitate our own means of housing. So, I mean,
Wait, Tyler
hopefully,
and Amanda
if,
still living
if that's
together?
100% necessary, hopefully
No.
it wouldn't be for long.
Him and his brother live
But I
together.
personally
Oh.
don't feel it would be necessary. I don't pose a threat to my children.
But not for long.
Okay, well, so is that something you're willing to agree to with her or not at this time?
I am willing to agree to that, and hopefully it
Okay.
won't be for long.
Good thing Amanda doesn't have any
So Ms.
bangs.
Diaz, he has indicated he's willing to agree
She's
with
very,
the
very tired.
supervision component. However, he is requesting a full weekend instead of just the Saturday night. What are your thoughts on that?
And just because I know his brother's preoccupied Fridays, I think it's Saturday and Sunday, like Saturday night. And then
What's his brother
change on
doing
Sunday
Friday
would be
night?
the best option for right now until
Please
we can
ask.
see how
Mike.
things progress in the 3-4
Please
months.
ask. What does he do on Fridays?
3 or 4
And
months.
One thing we can always do too is if you guys reach some type of agreement, we can agree to come back and revisit the situation and see if there's a need to change things or if there's an agreement to change things. So that is always a possibility.
One
Sir,
more
when do
thing,
you get
one
off
more,
of-
Your Honor, one more thing I'd like to
Cut him
add.
off.
You mentioned that my brother was busy on Fridays, and she's right. He does have a Dungeons and Dragons group, but that's only every other Friday. It is not every Friday. And I don't see any reason why he would be willing to synchronize that so
We
that
wouldn't have guessed
his
that
video
one.
game or Dungeons and Dragons sessions did not take place on the Fridays I would be receiving the girls. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
but we're only talking about me having visitation
brother
every
is
other
a
Friday. So
Level
he
34
could do his
mage, Your
events
Honor.
on the Friday I don't get them. I would really like to push and be an advocate for trying to have that Friday and Saturday night.
Boy. Our
I
brother.
love it. I
Yes,
never
we're
would
looking
have
at every other weekend.
guessed that one.
Dungeon Master.
I just didn't know. I didn't know if that willingness to schedule might, appease Miss Diaz. If Steven is here every Friday, his Dungeons and Dragons sessions will take place not when the girls are here, so that we could have that Friday and Saturday. Then that visitation she requested would be in place.
Sacrificing a whole week.
Probation, do you know?
D&D.
I'm not scheduled off of probation for 7.5 months. They gave me 9 months of probation and 5 days of work camp. I have completed all 5 days of work camp.
Why
And
don't
the
she just come
30th
out
of
and say
this
she don't
month
want her
is
kids
my
around the D&D
initial hearing or not hearing, it's my initial appearance for the Second Chance men's domestic violence clinic.
Uh-oh.
And I apologize. I had confused the dates. I thought today's friend of the court hearing was the 30th, and that led to my late arrival, but I do appreciate your understanding.
Okay, so you're participating in that counseling then through your probation?
That's correct. I am participating in the counseling, and I've already completed all 5 days of work camp. And
All right,
I've
so
also passed all of my
we
drug
figured
tests
out
that have
he,
been administered so far.
Beat her up a little bit. at some
He's a
point.
little rough with her.
So oftentimes, it is, I think, appropriate to revisit these situations after somebody completes that type of counseling. So if the two of you reach some type of agreement, we could always agree to come back once.
And he went to
his
work camp. That
Counseling
doesn't
is
sound
over with
fun.
to see if there's any reason to make any
No.
additional changes. So
The
Ms.
order for the
Diaz-
counseling, Your Honor, was 39 weeks. So after meeting with my probation officer, regardless of the completion of my probation, it will have to be extended in order to complete the course. And he said he was aware of that.
Okay.
So that course will run the entire duration remaining of the 7.5 months. And
doing it again.
I would very much like to be able to see my daughters more than just, 8 days a month, or in this case, 4 days a month. That would just be Saturday and some of Sunday, every other week. I mean, going from having them living full time with me since they were born, I would really like to be able to see what we could do today about
I get
agreeing
that.
on getting
get
that
that.
Friday,
That makes
as long as
100%
Steven is
sense,
here
but
for Friday and Saturday.
You
Drop
kind of
him
messed
back
up,
off
bud.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves a
But-
second
Diaz,
chance.
39
he's
weeks.
indicated that he would agree to have his
It's a lot.
brother there the whole time on those weekends. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I work Friday night, so I don't think I'll be able to drive them down there in time to do an
But he
exchange.
gets them from school or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people just pick up from
I work
school.
right now Wednesday through Friday until like 5 o'clock.
I thought that too.
Three whole days a week. Way
Even
to go.
more of a reason why he should have them on Fridays.
I do understand the complexity of employment being an issue, and I do work every other Saturday, but I'm going to schedule that around this in an attempt to prioritize my time with the children. And
Well, how,
He's saying the
how,
right
Mr. Pelfrey,
thing.
would you see exchanges of the kids taking place while you have that no contact order in place?
Agreed.
My
You're
brother
off.
has agreed to act as a third party or as an advocate and go there to pick them up, or with Miss Diaz's permission, the restraining order only is a dictation of 50 feet. Were she willing to meet in a public place like a restaurant or a police station? I don't see
Walmart?
any reason why they couldn't simply
Walmart
cross
frowns
the
on
road
that.
or walk that 50 feet to the other side of the parking lot. I have no interest in contacting Miss Diaz outside of the matter of attempting to work out a reasonable understanding for child support and visitation with my daughters. And I would just hate to see it be reduced to
Matt.
only a Saturday and Sunday twice a month.
Damn, Matt, that's tough,
especially
man.
with it only being a partial Sunday. Were the court willing to grant me this, I would be grateful to see them Friday and Saturday and take them back Sunday. And if need be, I would be happy to drive to Petoskey or use
Just
a
for
third-party
fun.
advocate to
Right,
pick
Tree?
them up.
Would your brother be able to go to Petoskey on Fridays to pick the children up?
If the court will allow, I'll take one moment and ask him. He actually is present in the building.
Oh, please let him be dressed in D&D garb right
All right,
now.
one moment, Your
Just
Honor.
as a wizard or something.
Steven, we're working out right now how visitation would go in an attempt to pick up the girls on Friday. Would you be willing to go and pick them up on Fridays so that we could see them?
Yes, yes, I will.
Early. What time? Tell me, I can do it on Friday. Okay. Mr. Marchand says he can. My brother Steven says he can do it on Friday.
So a standard time is sometimes 6. I know, Ms. Diaz, you said that you have employment that you got concerns about. If the brother were to come to pick the children up on Fridays, do you think the children could be available at 6 p.m. or you think it would need to be a little bit later?
6 p.m. would probably work fine. That way I can get them, make sure they have all their stuff packed, and that they're back at their dad's house at a decent time, which would be like just before 7.
It's kind of late.
And then when the kids are due to come back to you.
Yeah, she does not want him to have these kids
drive to Gaylord to
at
pick them up,
all. None.
or do you want to discuss a different
That would be-
transportation issue for the
I can come down there and meet them at the state police post. That would be fine.
He's
With the
got a
amount-
Very
good,
familiar with
he's
that
got a
area.
good showing right now. He really does.
With the amount of fathers we see here that don't want
Sometimes the
anything to do with their
Sunday-
kids on here,
Sundays
Or
end
don't
at
even
6,
show up.
but I
yeah, at
think
least he wants
it'd be
something
more
to do with his
appropriate to end
children.
that a little bit earlier, just to give the kids time then to get back
She hates him.
to
she
Petoskey,
can't
get settled in,
stand
pick them up
him.
for school, and then the end of the weekend. Do you agree with that, Ms. Diaz, or do you have a time that you think would be appropriate to end visitation on Sundays?
4 o'clock would be reasonable.
That's sort of what I was thinking. Mr. Pelfrey, would you have any issue with that if the Sunday ended at 4, so Friday at 6 till Sunday at 4?
Your Honor, I want to appear reasonable. I know that over the years, Amanda and I have lived together. She, like I said, she received her daughter Kira, and it was never a problem, and it never affected her schooling to return her at 6. But there is the drive to consider, and so I don't have any problem with that now.
She twice
And hopefully, maybe in the
divorced.
future, we can revisit it and see if we can add a few hours
She's a
or
pro
maybe
at this.
a few days here or there, or discuss holidays. So I would be comfortable with that. I can make
Yeah.
sure to
No doubt.
to be.
Okay.
I guess my question is, are you hoping for me to begin the drive around 4? Or
But he also did 39 weeks of that whole thing. So you kind of got to.
He went to work camp.
Yeah.
Again, I totally agree with that. But at the same time, at what point do we say, okay, we got to give this guy another chance? You know, we've seen.
I'm just saying. Listen. I'm just going off of what we're.
Yeah, I'm
what's
just
happening now.
knee jerk
So,
reaction just from watching this guy
but
right this
I
second.
agree with you. Listen, DV's very, very, very bad, no doubt, and can leave a lot of scars. But man, 39 weeks of going through programs and stuff is pretty.
But I only give him one chance.
Oh,
I don't give third
No
chances.
doubt. No
Second
doubt.
chance,
or
yeah.
actually have them back in Petoskey by 4 p.m.
I would
Oh,
be
so you would
driving
have-
down there by 4.
Yeah, she would come and meet you, or not meet you, but meet your brother or somebody else, most likely, at the state police post at 4 p.m.
She does strike me as the
I
mom
mean,
that
I
talks
would
bad about
prefer
the
6
dad. all the
p.m., but I
time.
understand they need
Yes.
to drive back. So
Yes.
I want to be
Loudly.
reasonable. I mean, I would agree to that. My question would be,
Nate?
being that we're meeting at the state
Nate.
police post anyways, I don't know, I don't want to speak too much out of turn for his schedule. Is there an understanding we could come to so that we could exchange the children at a police post, have respect
Yeah,
for that
totally.
50-foot
Get the
restraining order,
Totally.
so that we can exchange our children without necessarily the requirement of Stephen being there?
Well, I'm gonna leave that to Ms. Diaz. I think it's possible for you guys to accomplish that without breaking the order where you just park separately. There's no contact between the two of you.
Marcus.
And the kids go from your car to her car. But if Ms. Diaz is not comfortable with that, I would certainly not suggest that as an option. So Ms. Diaz, if you were meeting at a police station, would you have any issue if Mr. Pelfrey was the one who brought the kids? He would not have contact with you. The kids would simply leave his car and come to your car.
As long as he stayed in his vehicle, I will be fine. I don't want him parking next to me. I would
thinking
rather
that
him
too.
park on the other side of the parking lot.
exchange, do it at the cop shop.
Because I don't need those, the mean glares or nothing like that coming at me.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Keep
so
those glares to yourself.
If that's the case, Ms. Diaz, are you comfortable with making that as an agreement at this time?
Yep. I do want to touch base on the firearms. He does have the rifles and stuff like that. He doesn't hunt.
already went through this.
There's no point of him keeping the guns.
He
doesn't
legally can
hunt?
have them though.
Well, I'm not sure if there's any restrictions on his possession of firearms through his criminal matter. Sometimes when you're charged with a criminal matter, part of your bond or part of your sentence will say no possession of firearms. I'm not in a position today to restrict his firearms without some type of evidence that they've posed a safety hazard for the children.
Your Honor, the weapons in question are a 22 long rifle, a 12 gauge shotgun, and a 410, none of which are required to be registered, none of which are loaded. They do have a stand-up gun safe as well. And currently, I'm being offered deferment of sentence. So upon completion of my probation, my legal ability to maintain firearms will be reinstated. At this time, I do not currently have possession of any. They are not in my bedroom or in my gun safe. They are locked in my brother's possession in his bedroom in his area. So hopefully this pleases the court and you feel that this would not be,
by the way,
a threat to the children in any way. They've lived in this house with those very firearms for over 10 years and it's never been an issue. As well as I'd like to mention that over the duration of my children living with me, it has never been an issue. They've never been threatened and the firearms never posed a threat to them, and their safety was never an issue in reference to that. But I have no intention of I've got no intention of having the children around firearms or said things like that until they're ready. They do have their own BB guns and pellet guns that they did practice firearm safety with, target practice and learning to sight.
Come on, Amanda. Come on.
But those were with pellet guns and BB guns.
And last ditch
Yes, in
effort.
order to, I think, restrict firearms, I would need some evidence as to why that is
Reasoning
necessary.
for it?
I understand your concerns. It sounds like he is at least keeping things locked up and practicing appropriate firearm safety.
Hey.
I don't think I've got enough to make that as an order that he be restricted. The two of you certainly could come to an agreement, but it does not sound like that's part of an agreement he's willing to reach at this time.
Good enough to me. Got him
Alrighty.
locked away in a safe.
I would just like them to be able to learn to
Yeah.
hunt and shoot at some point. And right now with their age, I started with BB guns and pellet guns. So I was trying to teach them to use those things safely, but the ammunition is stored in a separate area. And they know better. They've never handled these weapons and it's never posed a threat to them in the past.
Okay, so
I believe Michigan.
as far as parenting time, it seems we've got an agreement of every other weekend, Friday at 6 till Sunday at 4.
She got hair
Pick
down.
up at 6 p.m. on Friday, Ms. Diaz. Where should that take place?
Same place.
And ammunition in another area.
That'll be his brother picking him up. Trying to think of a familiar area for him to have in Petoskey to pick him up at.
Well, just do the
I
same
guess the
place.
state police post here is a little ways, but I think he'll be able to find it.
Yep, brother one just went
Given the
crazy.
given the previous agreement, would it be feasible, regardless of which one of us arrived to pick them up, as long as the exchange was happening at the police post as you've initiated anyway? That way, if he, for whatever reason, isn't available, I can still just come up there, respect that 50 foot, stay at the police post, and it would be the exact same as the other exchanges you've already agreed to.
No, I don't want you up here in Petoskey knowing where I'm at
Oh,
that certain
keeping her out of
time.
this,
No.
keeping her out of the town, whole town now.
Damn.
I'm not in a position to argue, but I don't see how that's any different from meeting at the Gaylord.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. I mean, if we're not gonna agree, we need to get to the hearing aspect.
Stay out of
this.
my
So,
town.
You know, every time we talk about something, everyone's got 10 other stipulations they want to make. So what we're gonna do is if you guys are in agreement, then we're gonna do, well, ma'am, if it is not him, if it's not Mr. Pelfrey, is there a different location? Or do you want it to be at the state police?
Getting too convoluted. Just
It can
stick
be a
with what you
different
got.
location. I just don't want it to
she's
be
being-
Mr. Pelfrey coming up here in Petoskey, knowing where about I am in Petoskey. I have an issue
So,
with that.
You know, as you enter Petoskey, there's the, Meyer gas station, there's, the stores along that stretch. Do you want to pick one of those locations, Ms. Diaz?
A lot of people do gas stations.
Gas station would be fine.
Not particularly, because I feel like Elmira is kind of like out of the way. Like there's not a lot
No,
of
I
people.
said, I'm sorry, man. I said the Meyer gas station as you come into town.
Not Elmira.
Oh, okay.
New York,
That should work.
Mark
Yeah.
Twain and
Okay.
Like you said, Elmira, not Myers.
Notting Hill figure.
So
Your Honor, it's my goal today, Your Honor, to be sure that I understand. I just want to make sure I understand, and I don't want to harp. So it's okay for me to come to the Gaylord State Police Post and I can exchange there. But
right.
So
Yes.
does that mean I'm also allowed to exchange in Petoskey? I just want to be sure I understand.
You lost
No.
all your rights in this town.
not as part of this agreement. We can have a hearing if you want, but as part of this agreement, that would not be the case.
Next
Okay,
time
so
you
it's
do
okay for me to
something
drop
bad,
them off, just not for me to
Tyler,
pick
it's
them
the
up.
county. You're out of the county.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
So it's gonna be Fridays at 6.
Take what you can get, buddy.
Meyer
Take
gas
what you can
station.
get. Stop
Fridays
changing.
at gas station.
Meyer gas station in Petoskey, that'll be done by
Mary, I have
your
no
brother.
idea what you're talking about.
And then Sundays
Tell me more.
Mary, that
At
sounds like a
47.
horrible idea.
at the Gaylord State Police Post.
My next question, Your Honor, would be when, if at all, would Ms. Diaz be comfortable reaching an agreement where I might be able to just pick them up and drop them off myself, as she stated, as long as I'm not parked next to
All right.
her?
That's
I haven't
no
gone
time
that
soon,
far
bud.
Because
That's
I
looking
think
in the
her
future.
comfort level is gonna depend on how things go.
That ain't
Um,
happening,
Okay,
dude.
I understand.
So
He's
Yeah.
really
Do that
jumping the gun. He's
at
being a
this
little
point.
pushy now.
I also think it's appropriate to
And
sort
why
of
has he
have
still
some
got
type
a,
of video call or phone call
a stocking on the wall?
weekly.
You might have forgot it like I forgot this.
Typically, we look at doing those things on Wednesdays. What is your work schedule like
Everything
on
else is
Wednesdays?
gone. I forgot.
Right now, Your Honor, I work 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. for the Chevy dealership, and then 7 p.m. to
Washing
11 p.m. for
cars.
the Gaylord McDonald's, Monday through Friday. And
Where?
that's why I was
The
trying to
Gaylord
negotiate a
McDonald's.
situation where I wanted to be sure I knew what the pickups and expectations were, not to be difficult, Your Honor. I apologize.
Are you able to make a phone call on Wednesdays in between your jobs or not?
In between, from between the times of 5:30 and 7 p.m., I could do that. Yes.
My God,
At
this
the
dude
Chevy
don't have nothing but
dealership,
work.
our 5:30 is a projected out time. As you could imagine, it's not definitive and decisive.
Can we set a specific time, either 6:15 or 6:30? That typically would work for you?
I believe 6:15 we can make work.
Wow.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna say 6:15 on Wednesdays. You're allowed either a
I'd
phone
say
call or
we're
a Zoom.
pretty
I
much
think
at
you've been
the end
having
of
some of
this,
those
but-
already.
Yes.
I do
with
want
the
to say,
children.
we back.
Ms.
meeting
Diaz, are you able to
Monday
make
on
sure
We
that
Got a
that's
Chase today.
able to
Yeah.
happen?
It's gonna be an exciting
Yeah,
day
I
over
can.
there. tons of stuff.
I've
Not of
Ms.
the long
Diaz has been
variety, but of
allowing
the
me to
shorter
do phone
variety.
calls and Zooms
But just
regularly
as good,
throughout the week
Cream.
without that being an issue.
Just as
Is
good.
that
It's not the
something-
length of the chase. It's how long you keep it up.
I have a pretty good idea. This is about done, but I'm sure that Amanda will throw some more things at him. Very 50-50 in the chat. A lot of people still on Amanda's team.
I see.
all right.
Look, the only thing I got going against Tyler right now, especially, is his continued pushiness. He wants. He's not happy with this. Neither one of them are, and they're going to hate each other constantly. Want to
Right.
edge each other on, but he's like, how about eventually I can come by there and rub her shoulders and pick up the kids?
Exactly.
Would she be all right with that eventually?
Be happy. I think the biggest thing is you got that extra day on Friday, and
Yeah, you get to take a Friday night off from McDonald's and hang out with the kids. More old stuff. Some of it's pretty new. Some of it's less than a week old.
that's still old to some of our people in the chat.
I know. If it's not live, it ain't worth a pias.
That's right. All right, guys, we'll see you at 4:05. It was a good day at court.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff today. Make sure to like the video if you haven't done that and subscribe. And don't forget, we have We Got a Case exclusive channel. We only need like 400 more people to go over there and subscribe, and then we'll quit bothering you about that. Also, don't forget, you still got time to become a member for the We Got a Chase channel and be a part of members only tonight, where you're asking me what's so special about that, Mikey. It's where we will watch stuff that we can only watch there and we'll never watch during We Got a Chase. So that's more than a good reason. Fermented. He's still talking up a storm.
He
talks
is too much. He is. He talks way too much. All right,
Anything else?
see you at 4:05.
All right, 4 or 5. Until next time, hang in there.
No, I don't.
Well, don't then.